Good Friday morning to you. The thumbnail at the beginning of this devotion, if you didn't catch it, says, "Don't forget to drink water and get sun. You're basically a house plant with complicated emotions." Now, this is something that pops up in social media every once in a while, and I saved it on my computer so that when I'm working, it's in the corner of my laptop. I actually think that is pretty funny, but I also think that it's exactly how we should see ourselves and how we should see ourselves in perspective to how God cares for us. This morning, my devotions took me into Matthew 6. It is in the midst of the Sermon on the Mount that Jesus is preaching and teaching. He's laying it all out for a large crowd that has gathered. He's taught them that they are blessed in their suffering and they will rejoice in their persecution. He's given them a new understanding of how to pray. He teaches them the Lord's Prayer. He sets up rules for how they should live better in community. And then at the end of Matthew 6, we have this beautiful verse. "Do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your body, what you will wear." And then Jesus goes on to describe what a life of faith really is all about. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? What about your life? Do you value the way you look because of the clothes you wear? Or do you value the way you look because you have been created in the image of God? I know sometimes I have to remember that. I have to reorient myself to that. Is it about what I have, what I possess, what I've been given, what I've been blessed with? Or is it about the very essence of who I have been created to be? See, when we think of everything through the eyes of faith, it changes the power that they have in our lives. It changes the power they have over us. And actually, I think it gives all the power that we might take for ourselves back to the one who gave it to us in the first place. Do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink. Isn't the body more than food, and the body more than clothing? Jesus goes on to compare clothing to the flowers of the field. He talks about how the flowers neither labor nor spin, and yet even Solomon in all his splendor was not dressed like the flowers of the field. And if God takes care of the grass and the world and all of his creation, even though some of it is harvested and burned, and at the end of the day, all we're wondering about is how we'll take care of ourselves, then we've kind of missed the point of faith altogether, haven't we? That's why I like that joke, the funny at the beginning of this message. Do not forget to drink water and get sun. You're basically a houseplant with complicated emotions. We aren't houseplants. God actually blessed us with a lot of amazing talents and gifts and the ability to think and reason. We even have opposable thumbs, which I would think my cats wish they had so they could do the things that I do. But at the end of the day, our life is not about what we do. It's not about what we wear. It's not about the great food that fills our table. Our life is all about what God has done, what God continues to do. The way God continues to bless us in different ways, through different opportunities, and often in circumstances and situations that we don't really see even the power or the fullness of. Our life is in God's hands. And as Jesus continues on his Sermon on the Mount to preach what a shift in reality, a shift in seeing what life is all about, a shift that focuses our eyes completely and solely on the one who created us, the one who brought his Son into the world so that we would be redeemed, and the one who gives us his Holy Spirit, then maybe all we need to do is wake up. Thank God for the day. Thank God for how God is already working in this day. Eat, drink, get some sun, because especially here in the Pacific Northwest, that is a very important thing to do. Eat, drink, get some sun. Check our emotions, and help God to speak into all of that. Not help God in the way that God needs help, but help ourselves to hear God, right? To hear God speaking into all of that. To know that at the end of the day, all of the worries that we carry, and I'm sure our worries are a lot more than food or clothing. But the worry is already taken care of by God. And so then, it's kind of reduced down to food and clothing. Because God knows what you are carrying this day. God knows the stress that you've been under. God knows the anxiety you have waiting for what will come next week. God knows. God knows what's going on within your body, and God knows what's going on outside of you. The only one who seems to be late in getting to understand what God knows is you and I, right? It's remembering that in all things God has ordered it according to his purpose, and he will not leave us or forsake us. So as you end this week, as you think about the accomplishments you've made, and hopefully on a Friday you feel like you've accomplished something, and as you go into the weekend and you have hopes and dreams for next week, do not worry. Do not worry about your life. Not about food or clothing or a new diagnosis or how you're going to pay the bills at the end of the month. Do not worry about any of it. Put your trust in God. Let God speak into all of it. Let God be your blessing today and tomorrow and in every day to come. Have a great Friday.